Music produced on the continent is not only just becoming more popular amongst Africans, but is also enjoying ever-growing international attention. According to Richard Nwamba, African music presenter, SAFM and Channel Africa, Nwamba says African artists are traveling abroad more frequently to perform at international functions. So he joins us in studio today to talk about people in Africa preparing homegrown music. So nice to have you.
Nice to have me.
Yeah, welcome to seeing you as opposed to just hearing you, which is so nice.
Sure.
What do you think is leading to the growth of African music? Why are people just sort of suddenly taking to it and loving it so much now?
I think it's the fact that Westerners themselves got sick and tired of their own music.
Oh, I like that.
So they're looking for something that's innovative, something that's different. And also there's a new crop of youngsters that are coming to the fore. They're still basing their music on the, rooty music, cultural music, but modernizing it, but still sticking with African roots. And so that has attracted a number of people from Japan to China to the United States and so on and so on. So literally we are now in Africa exporting our music as opposed to Americans importing that music into Africa. We're now exporting our music to the rest of the world.
But how big is it? I mean, put us in perspective so we can talk about that that it is happening and the world is loving it. But I mean, are our musicians making music? Are they making money?
Yes. Well, quite a number of them actually are multimillionaires in Africa. Your Youssou N'Dours, of course, your Fally Ipupa, your Kofi Olomide, and so on. They're doing very well for themselves. But the youngsters as well. I mean, in Tanzania, and I hope you're going to show some of the visuals that I chose. There's this young Swedish, she was born in Sweden. Her name is Sarah Larsson, but she changed her name to Sarah Ha, as a play on Sahara,
Okay.
And she lived in Tanzania since she was 2 years old. She speaks perfect Kiswahili, and she sings in Kiswahili. So can you just imagine this blonde, blue-eyed girl
singing
Kiswahili, and she does it so well, and she's become very popular.
Yeah.
So you can tell that the music is not only attracting, Africans themselves, but Westerners who would also love to be part, because African music is actually part of human heritage.
It is indeed. I mean, you talk about Tanzanian music, and when we were in Tanzania, just about to climb Kilimanjaro, when you get to the foot of Kilimanjaro, they've got this music blaring out, and I mean everybody, and I mean everybody, is just uplifted by this music. You just want to dance. You just want to hug each other. You fall in love with that music because it's just so good for the soul.
Yes.
And obviously that's what's catching on.
Yes. Well, I always say that our biggest contribution, we as Africans, our biggest contribution to world culture has been music. We may not have invented anything technological, but we've given birth to rock and roll, to blues, to jazz. Any popular genre that you can think of has its roots in Africa. So, and that's why when you're in Africa, you expect music, because this is the home of music.
The home of music. I mean, but let's get realistic, because you sit here and we'll still turn on the radio, and it has grown substantially, though, and I'm so proud to see the local content and more African music being played on our radio stations, as opposed to just getting the Western music filtering in. But is it vice versa? I mean, do I go overseas and turn on the radio there and suddenly hear our artists being played on their radio stations?
Well, just to illustrate, I have a friend called Aken Hamagaji. Now, he has got a show in New York called First World Music, and I like that, the fact that he calls it First World Music, because, people always say that this is the cradle of mankind. I'm talking about Africa. So as opposed to Third World Music, he calls it First World Music. And he plays African music in Sweden, in Portugal, in Belgium, just about everywhere in the world. You'll have at least one African music station playing African music in those parts of the world. So you can tell that this growth, of course, we have not been very good at exploiting the commercial value of African music, but it's really growing phenomenon. Like I said, eventually, if you listen to American music, eventually even Americans themselves are literally copying what the Africans are doing, from dance to music style. That even Michael Jackson, the late Michael Jackson, copied that. You want to be starting something for Mama Say, Mama Kosa, which comes from Manu Dibango's song Sol Makossa.
Yes.
So you can tell that even Westerners themselves
It is
are
influencing.
inspired
Yeah.
by what is happening in Africa.
Just quickly, wrap this up. I'm giving you 30 seconds.
Right.
Who do we look out for? I mean, who, in your opinion, is the next big artist to come out of Africa?
Fally Ipupa.
Okay.
From the Democratic Republic of Congo.
Really?
I think he's to
Yes.
be...
Yes. Yes. I agree with you 100%.
Yes.
Somebody sent me one of his songs, and it's unbelievable.
Yes. He used to do backing vocals for Kofi Olomide, and then eventually went solo. Believe me, that was the best thing that I ever did.
I love that you say that. I'm on your page. I am on your page. Listen, thank you so much for talking
My
to us.
pleasure.
I love the content. I love the fact that we're taking a look at African music, how we're doing on the continent, and we should be proud of the music and how well it's performing in our artist. Richard Nwamba, thank you so much.
Sure.
We'll hear you on the airwaves very shortly.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us. Okay, so we're going to take a break. So we're going to be talking now about things out of space. Imagine having a chance or a one in